Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Now we're going into the next match day, which I believe is match day 21. Yes. Match day 21. Bayern versus Newcastle. Huge match. It is worth noting again that Bayern are missing their main goalkeeper. Not much they can do about it though. However, it is a big dagger to them because, not to say that your big isn't a good goalkeeper, because 75 rated is pretty good. It's not like a 64 or 50 rated keeper like some other teams have. But it's just a big handicap when you're facing us against Anthony Gordon, Johan Wisa, whatever. But I'm excited. I think it's a Bayern Munich win overall. Allianz Arena, it's your own stadium. So you have that fucking crowd just like, hey, hey, hey. So let's see. Going for a Bayern win. Oh, never mind. I guess it was too much for them. As Wisa, Gordon, and Goretzka. Damn. Not what I was expecting. Really wasn't what I was expecting. Goretzka should be a little higher, right? Reality. I have no idea where he's at. There he is, actually. The very bottom of fours. Alright. But now he gets his fifth for CDM, basically. So pretty good for him by all standards. Then Gordon gets his double digits goals. Nice to tie it. And again, Johan Wisa with the fucking goals. He's performing very good. Can almost feel you while walking in the distance that I know. Found this nice remix playlist. Let's see if it spices things up a little bit. So Wisa goes in here now. Nice. I mean, really good win for Newcastle. And it seemed that Bayern had the most possession and shit. So, good for Newcastle. Very good for them. It's a stumble for Bayern too, because that means Leipzig have a chance to even go even further ahead of them for the title. So let's see. Grenoble versus I'm going for honestly, Grenoble win. Grenoble win this. Never mind. Ignore me. Pepic gets his first goal. So Pepic and Chesa. Pretty sure Pepic hasn't scored before, so this is Peach. Yep. For 1846. Gets his first goal. Chesa. You are walking in the distance that I know. Where is he? There he is. Now gets his fourth goal. Passing both Khartoum and Luna. So there's Chesa, and then the other person was Diaby. This guy also gets his fourth goal. Good result for the German side. Beating Grenoble, because Grenoble have some good scorers too, like Bennett and Gite. So, no mean feat. Paris versus Bran. I'm going for I think we got a Paris win here. Bran have been very mediocre. They get a tie though. Immobile gets a goal again. Opsal. That's a new guy. Opsal for Bran. Gets his first goal. What? Immobile gets his 11th. Got on fire, fucking cheater Immobile. But ultimately they don't get a win though. Brian are able to sneak off another draw. They gotta get a win at some point, right? Stoke City versus Damak. I'm hoping for a Stoke City win. I really am. Come on, Beijun Ho. I believe in you. Yes! Yes! Manhoef gets another goal for himself. Mate gets a brace. Shamadeu gets a goal for himself. He has to be like on one goal, right? Shamadeu. Unless he hasn't scored yet, which is also a sort of option. Shamadeu. No, yes he has. Shamadeu. There he is. Gets a second. I remember there was a guy with like TC who scored, but I thought his name was different. So, my apologies. Nice. As all these people get pushed down again. So Shamadeu gets his second goal. Mate gets a brace. Where is Mate? He scored a few goals recently. Maybe not that high though. Mate. There he is. A brace puts him at 4 goals now for the Saudi Arabian based striker. I don't know what his nationality is. Should I look that up? So Mate gets a brace. I think I saw Saki scored a goal again. Yep, Saki with another goal and Manhoef. Where's Saki at? I think he's a little higher, actually. Yep. Gets his 5th goal. I love seeing Stoke get that victory. Already 9 Stoke, fuckers. Saki and Manhoef is like 1 goal. And that one I'm sure of. Manhoef. So this is the guy I was thinking of. Chaptet. Chapchet. But he's from Grenoble, so I don't know. Who am I looking for again? Oh, Manhoef. Manhoef, there he is. Gets his 2nd goal. But good shit, good shit, good shit. It was winning 3-1, so that last goal for Mate just made it a little uncomfortable, but overall, victory for the Stoke side. Portsmouth versus Charlotte. I'm kind of hoping to see a Charlotte win here. A little bit. Never mind. Murphy. Not Jacob Murphy. And Zaha got a red card. That's not good. Alright, we're looking for Murphy from them. There he is. Portsmouth Murphy. Who gets another goal for himself to put him ahead of Raum. Alright. Bad loss for Charlotte, and they lose Zaha. That's definitely not a good combo. Viborg versus Oldham. Viborg currently in relegation fight, so they need a victory here to help them out a little bit. Oldham are in bad form too, and yep, it shows. Jorgensen and Jorgensen brace. Frericks got a red. That's interesting. But Jorgensen got a brace to help his side out. If I can find him. Not too far high or low. Yeah, there he is. Gets a brace, so puts him at 4 goals as well. Just like fucking, just like Mate. Alright. He does good though, giving us a very important win to help them in this relegation battle. Against Oldham that have been very good at the beginning stages, now they've kind of fallen off really bad. Hartberg versus Leipzig. Hartberg do have very good players like Friedrichs and Havel who have been scoring non-stop, including their wingback Heil, who's also been very decent for them. But they're facing against first place Leipzig. If Leipzig can win this, they get a really good extension of a clearance ahead of Bayern Munich. So let's see how this goes. Okay, it is a victory for Leipzig. Spindelhofer gets his another goal for himself. I think he's on 2, so I think he gets his 3rd. Nusa and Baumgartner. Interesting. Where's Baumgartner? There he is. Gets his 8th. Pushing him right there. Spindelhofer gets, I think he's on 2 goals, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Spindelhofer. Good memory, good memory. Gets his 3rd. Getting ahead of all these guys. And we go all the way up to Nusa, who gets his 11th goal as well. For the voice of players' emotion. Good victory for Leipzig. Huge for them because now there's a bit of a gap now with Bayern Munich's loss. So we'll see how that goes. Wellington Phoenix versus Galatasaray. Oh, we have another problem. Oh yeah, Mali. You got a red. So he comes off for Jacobs. And then for that, we got Karatash. So Karatash comes in to replace as a replacement fullback for Mali, former Charles Sport player. Let me see if their center backs are back and available. James is almost back. And this Hughes guy should have been back. I'll put him back for now because... So Hughes is back. And James is almost back, so we'll see how that goes. But Wellington Phoenix face off against Galatasaray. Should be Galatasaray win. It is. Sane with a brace, a very important brace. Rufer gets another goal for himself. Pretty sure he scored before. Just have no idea where he's at. I feel like maybe he's on one goal. Yep. I had a right feeling. So he opens up the goal scoring when they're playing at home, the New Zealand side. But unfortunately, they cannot keep it up as they do ultimately succumb to the defeat of Galatasaray's Sane, with the brace giving his team a very important victory. If I can find Sane, that'd be great. There he is. So with the brace now, puts him at 9 goals for the German winger. Pushing all these people down a little bit. There you go. Good victory for Galatasaray. Lanús versus Mainz. Are Lanús still a full squad? They don't have no suspensions of any kind? Not that I know, at least. No. They've been behaving themselves. Good to see. It means that you get to see like the best version of themselves all the time. Oh. Like, same can be said for Mainz. So Nibel got a red card, so he has to come off for Lee Jae-sung. Yep, Lee Jae-sung comes in for him as a midfielder option. It looks like it's gonna be Kawasaki. Yep. So Kawasaki is now a backup. But Lee Jae-sung getting his first start of the season for Mainz. Let's see how this goes. Lanús versus Mainz. A tie, and he did get his first goal though. Moreno, at least I found out last time that that's his name. Moreno, and Cardoso. As for them, it was Hollerbash, Lee, and Kor. Yep. Moreno got a brace. Alright, just making my team. Cardoso gets another goal. I think he's on 2. Yep. Now on his 3rd. So Cardoso gets his 3rd. Look for Hollerbash. Hollerbash. He's pretty high up here somewhere, I think. Yep, there he is. Getting his 9th goal as well. Good for him. And again, I keep hating myself because I start focusing more on the goal scorers rather than the result. Because the result, it's a pretty like good one for Mainz a little bit because it keeps them in top 8, I believe. And Lanús are still trying to catch up the top 8, so a little bit of a setback for them, but I think they'll do fine. Moreno gets a brace. If I can find his dumb ass. There he is. Brace puts him at 5 goals now for the attacking midfielder. Pushing all these people down 1. Thanks to him, they got braced a tie though, so that's worth noting. Let me find Core before I put in Lee. There he is. I like the fast pace of this remix track. So Kor gets his 4th goal and Lee gets his 1st for Mainz. It's a good result for Mainz, not a great one for Lanús. Real Sociedad versus Real Salt Lake. Oh my god. How is this one gonna end up? Actually, I'm pretty sure Edustondo should be back now. Yep. Back in the starting lineup as they host Real Salt Lake. How bad of a loss? Oh, a tie? Now I was expecting. Ruiz for Real Salt Lake, Engel for Real Salt Lake, Herrera with another goal. Okay, first of all, Engel scored his first goal a while ago, so he gets that. He gets that for his side. And also Ruiz gets his first goal for RSL as well. Yep. Engel, you get in there too. I think you're a center back, so you got your team a tie, I guess. And it's a big annoyance for Real Sociedad. Herrera's on 9 goals, and Oyarzabal is now on 14 goals. Well, I mean, it was almost a win, but Oyarzabal had to spoil the party. Rosa Lake are still looking for their first victory in a long time. But that's going to conclude Matchday 21. We'll see how it's looking on the table. Leipzig are now our first place with a whopping 4 points. That's huge, because that means they can afford a loss now. And you never know, maybe Bayern drop even more points. You never know. But Leipzig, Bayern, Real Sociedad, Newcastle in the top 4. Galatasaray, Paris, Stoke City, and Portsmouth in the top 8. No, I guess it didn't keep them in top 8 for Mainz. Oh well. So Mainz, Lanús, Damac, Oldham, Hartberg, Charlotte, Grenoble, and Ulm are still in the playoff area. Viborg, Wellington Phoenix, Brann, and Real Salt Lake are still in relegation battles. So we'll see. Viborg are still keeping up really well, along with Ulm and Grenoble, and Charlotte for that matter. But they're running out of time to start like getting a good stretch of form. And considering their next game is Leipzig, I'd be worried. So we'll see how that goes for them. But that's going to end Match 21, and I'll see you guys in Match 22 shortly.